Close your eyes, if you like, and let your thoughts drift slowly. Imagine a world where the air hums softly and time seems to stretch. In a gentle valley between silver-tipped hills, there lies a village called Illindra. Each evening, the sky deepens into soft lavender, and the first stars peek quietly through the night. Lanterns hang from doors and branches, their light warm and steady, like captured pieces of dawn. They do not flicker or fade, only shine softly, inviting calm. The air carries the scent of earth and night flowers opening slowly, a perfume that slows the breath and eases the mind. At the heart of the village, a fountain carved from pale stone reflects the lantern glow, water rippling with the evening breeze. Villagers sit on benches or blankets, moving slowly, speaking in hushed tones. Children nestle close, elders lean gently on staffs, and all seem to wait for something quiet and gentle. A young storyteller, Lauren, steps softly to the fountain. In his hands he carries a small lantern, shaped like a pearl, pulsing faintly. Threads of warm light ripple across the cobblestones as he sets it on the fountain's edge. He breathes slowly, inviting the village and you, if you are listening, to take a calm, deep breath. Tonight, he says softly, I will tell you a story, not of battles or haste, but of quiet journeys, gentle paths, and places that wait for those who wander slowly. He lifts the lantern. Its glow stretches outward, forming a soft, shimmering path toward the forest beyond. The trees lean forward slightly, their silver leaves brushing each other like whispers. The wind carries faint melodies, the soft call of a night bird, the hush of moss underfoot, the trickle of distant water. Lauren steps forward along the lantern path. The villagers lean back into blankets, some closing their eyes, letting the story carry them. The path seems to float above the ground, warm and inviting. The forest, ancient and wise, bends closer, listening. The journey begins not with urgency, but with calm. Each step is slow, full of wonder. As you follow, the edges of your thoughts soften. Every sound in Illindra, the rustle of leaves, the quiet laughter of a child, the glow of lanterns blends into a rhythm, a lullaby for the soul. Lauren stepped slowly along the lantern path. The warm glow of his pearl lantern stretched across the cobblestones, then drifted upward, mingling with the soft light of Illindra's lanterns. Behind him the village faded, replaced by the gentle hush of whisperwood. Trees with silver-tipped leaves leaned slightly, curious about the small figure entering the forest. Moved softly with him. Mossy roots curled across the ground like blankets, and tiny streams whispered over smooth stones. Every sound felt musical, the rustle of leaves, the drip of water, the hum of nocturnal insects. The forest listened. Lauren paused, taking a slow, even breath. The forest seemed to breathe with him, a soft wind brushing his cheeks. As he walked, tiny lights appeared among the branches. Not lanterns, but motes of shimmer, drifting lazily, bending slightly toward him. They seemed to recognize the lantern he carried. Long ago, dream walkers had carried lanterns to gather fragments of dawn. Though centuries had passed, Whisperwood remembered. It remained attentive, waiting patiently for those who moved with care and stillness. He reached a small clearing where the lantern's glow expanded softly. In the center, a tall tree stood, its pale bark faintly luminous. Long branches reached outward, brushing the edges of the clearing, leaves tinkling like distant chimes. Warmth radiated from it, calm and inviting. Lauren placed his hand against the trunk. It was warm, pulsing faintly. In that moment, he felt the forest's thoughts, not words, but quiet understanding. A wave of calm passed through him. Welcome back, the path awaits. Follow where the lantern leads. The pearl lantern glowed brighter, extending the path deeper into the forest. Shadows shifted gently, inviting rather than startling. Tiny wildflowers opened slowly in the moonlight, petals shimmering briefly before closing again. Lauren lifted his eyes and stepped forward. Each step was deliberate, slow, and soothing. The forest seemed to guide him, and you, listening now, may imagine walking alongside him, the soft warmth of the lantern brushing your feet, the chime of leaves in the wind, the hush wrapping around you like a blanket. As you follow the lantern path deeper, the quiet settles in, softening your thoughts, slowing your heartbeat, preparing you for the gentle journey ahead. Lauren followed the lantern path deeper into Whisperwood. The glow of his lantern stretched before him, a warm ribbon weaving through the silver-tipped trees. The forest grew quieter, softer, as if the shadows themselves were holding their breath. The path led to a small stream. Its water was clear and smooth, reflecting the lantern light like liquid glass. Gentle ripples carried soft echoes of the forest, like whispers of old dreams. Lauren knelt and dipped his hand in the water. It was cool, calming, carrying a faint sweetness, as if the stream remembered the laughter of all who had walked the forest before. The forest responded to him. Tiny lights flickered along the stream's edge, forming patterns that reminded him of constellations. Every shimmer moved with a slow, soothing rhythm, like the pulse of night itself. Lauren smiled quietly, feeling the hush wrap around him like a blanket. From somewhere upstream, a soft melody drifted. It was not a song of birds or insects, but a sound born from the forest itself, a combination of water over stone, leaves brushing, and the faint hum of unseen life. It seemed to welcome him, to guide his steps along the path that twisted gently beside the stream. He continued walking, the lantern casting soft reflections on the water. As he passed, the stream echoed back faint memories of the forest dreams of wandering creatures, old light from centuries past, and moments of quiet wonder left by travelers long gone. The echoes were never loud, never intrusive. They were gentle, brushing the edges of thought, inviting calm. Occasionally a small flower would drift toward him, lifted by the slow current. Its petals glowed faintly, almost like tiny stars, fading gently as it floated past. The forest seemed to share these small treasures freely, offering them to anyone who moved with care. The lantern path curved gently, carrying him toward a wider clearing. There, the stream widened into a shallow pool, still and glassy. Above it, branches hung low, leaves shimmering softly, reflecting the lantern glow. Lauren paused. He breathed slowly, letting the calm deepen, feeling the quiet settle into his chest and shoulders. Ahead, the lantern path stretched past the pool into the soft shadows of the forest's heart. The stream's echoes followed him, quiet and soothing, carrying the gentle promise that the journey was just beginning, and that the forest would walk with him, softly every step. The lantern path led Lauren beyond the pool, winding through the soft shadows of Whisperwood. The forest felt alive, but never hurried. Each movement of leaf or branch seemed measured, as if the trees themselves had learned patience. The faint glow of his pearl lantern stretched ahead, illuminating the path in gentle threads of light. Soon he reached a clearing, bathed in a delicate shimmer. Moonlight filtered through silver-tipped branches, scattering across the soft moss like tiny sparks. The air here smelled faintly of night flowers and fresh rain. Every sound, the distant trickle of water, the soft rustle of leaves blended into a calm symphony, a lullaby for the forest itself. In the center of the clearing, delicate flowers formed a natural circle. Their petals glimmered faintly, pale blue and violet, and the glow pulsed slowly, in rhythm with Loran's heartbeat. He knelt to touch one, feeling its warmth. It seemed alive with quiet magic, responding to the gentle rhythm of his hand. A soft breeze passed through, carrying whispers too faint for words. Loran felt the forest speaking not with speech, but with feeling. Comfort, peace, welcome. He smiled, breathing slowly, letting the gentle energy wrap around him. The lantern path curved through the clearing, leading toward a cluster of tall, slender trees at the far edge. Their trunks glimmered faintly, as if lined with silver veins. Tiny motes of light drifted between the trunks, floating lazily, inviting him onward. Each step felt guided, deliberate, as if the forest itself was holding his hand. A small stream appeared again, trickling over smooth stones. It caught the lantern light, scattering it into a soft shimmer across the mossy ground. Loran followed the sound, his steps slow and calm. Every ripple and every shimmer seemed meant to soothe, to ease thought, to prepare the mind for rest. Above, the leaves parted slightly, letting more moonlight filter down. The clearing felt timeless, a place caught between sleep and wakefulness. Loran paused for a moment, breathing deeply, noticing the forest's gentle rhythm, the slow pulse of life in every branch and stone. The lantern path continued, inviting him toward the heart of Whisperwood. The clearing faded behind him, leaving only soft shadows, warm light, and the faint hum of the forest. Loran's steps remained slow, steady, calm, carrying him further along the journey, deeper into the quiet magic of the night. The lantern path carried Loran deeper into Whisperwood. Shadows stretched long and gentle, brushing his lantern light across mossy roots and silver-tipped leaves. Every step felt deliberate, slow, as if the forest itself was guiding him forward. Soon the path opened onto a small wooden bridge, spanning a shallow stream. The bridge was old but steady, its planks worn smooth by countless footsteps long ago. Tiny lights floated above the water, reflecting softly on the gentle ripples below. Each shimmer seemed to hover in place for a moment, then drift slowly downstream, as if traveling to a place only they knew. Loran stepped onto the bridge. The wood creaked softly beneath his feet, a quiet song that mingled with the gentle sound of the stream. He breathed in the cool night air, carrying the scent of moss and distant blossoms, and felt a deep calm settle in his chest. From the edges of the bridge, he noticed the forest leaning slightly closer, branches brushing together in a soft, rhythmic rustle. The lights above seemed to respond, drifting in gentle arcs, forming patterns like slow dances in the night. The lantern in his hand pulsed softly, stretching warm threads of light along the bridge. As he walked, the water below mirrored the glow, sending tiny sparkles dancing across the surface. The stream's gentle hum was like a lullaby, each ripple a note in the quiet melody of the forest. Halfway across, Loran paused. He knelt slightly, touching the wooden plank beneath him, and felt the energy of the path, the memories of travelers long ago, the calm of the forest preserved over centuries. the quiet promise of soft wonders yet to come. Above, stars peeked faintly through the leaves. A soft wind moved through the trees, carrying whispers too gentle for words. Loran closed his eyes for a moment, letting the sensation of movement, light, and sound wash over him. When he opened them again, he continued forward. The bridge ended at the edge of a gentle slope, where the lantern path wound slowly toward a hidden clearing. The forest seemed to sigh with him, guiding each step, carrying the quiet forward like a soft song. The journey was calm. Every step, every light, every whisper of the forest invited ease, sleep, and gentle wonder. Loran walked on, deeper into the quiet heart of Whisperwood, following the lantern and the soft promise of things yet unseen. The lantern path curved gently after the bridge, leading Loran toward a dense grove. The trees here were taller, their silver-tipped leaves brushing against each other with soft, melodic rustles. Every sound felt slowed, delicate, as if the forest itself were breathing in quiet rhythm with him. Soft lights flickered between the trunks, floating lazily in the cool night air. They cast tiny glimmers on the mossy ground, like stars scattered across the forest floor. The forest seemed alive in stillness, each shimmer moving gently, inviting Loran onward. He walked slowly, breathing evenly, letting the calmness sink in. Every footstep was absorbed by the soft moss beneath him, and the faint scent of night flowers rose with each movement. The forest felt attentive, like an old friend guiding him, watching without rush or judgment. In the center of the grove, a ring of ancient trees formed a natural circle. Their trunks glowed faintly, veins of silver light running along the bark. Loran paused at the edge, feeling a gentle hum beneath his feet. It was the pulse of the forest, subtle and soothing, echoing the rhythm of his heartbeat. A cool breeze passed through the leaves, carrying whispers too soft for words. Loran tilted his head and listened. It felt as though the trees were telling stories of travelers long ago, of quiet footsteps, calm journeys, and gentle discoveries. The whispers did not demand attention. They invited stillness. Tiny flowers bloomed along the edge of the path, petals shimmering in pale blues and violets. They opened slowly as he approached, then closed softly after he passed, leaving a trail of faint light behind him. Each step through the grove felt like passing through a dream made of calm motion and soft glimmers. The lantern path continued beyond the circle, leading Loran toward a gentle slope where moonlight spilled between the trees, painting the forest floor in silver patterns. The grove seemed to release him, guiding him forward with warmth and quiet assurance. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the hum of distant water, the soft flicker of light, blended into a gentle rhythm. Loran walked slowly, feeling the forest's calm envelop him. The journey continued, deeper into Whisperwood, where the lantern path promised soft wonders yet unseen and quiet dreams waiting to unfold. After leaving the grove of whispering leaves, the lantern path led Loran to a gentle clearing. Moonlight spilled over soft grass, and the faint glow of the lantern stretched across the meadow in warm threads. The air here was cooler, carrying a faint scent of wildflowers and dew, soothing each breath and slowing every thought. Tiny motes of light floated just above the grass, drifting lazily, like fireflies that had forgotten to hurry. They responded to Loran's presence, bending softly toward the pearl lantern he carried, welcoming him. The meadow seemed to pulse gently, in rhythm with his heartbeat, inviting calm and ease. Loran walked slowly, each step absorbed by the soft ground beneath him. The grass brushed against his ankles, cool and gentle. A faint hum filled the air, a melody without words, a tune that rose and fell like a quiet lullaby. Even the distant trees surrounding the meadow seemed to lean closer, their leaves moving softly in time with the hum. At the far edge of the meadow, a small cluster of flowers formed a natural circle, glowing faintly in soft blues and silvers. Their petals opened and closed slowly like breaths, shimmering gently as Loran approached. He paused for a moment, letting the sight settle over him, filling him with quiet warmth. Above, stars peeked softly between the trees. The wind stirred lightly, carrying whispers that were too faint to understand fully, yet soothing nonetheless. Loran's lantern pulsed gently, extending its warm glow across the meadow, inviting him onward. The path curved through the meadow, leading toward a slight rise where the shadows of tall trees pooled in soft silver. The air here felt heavier with calm, and every sound, the soft rustle of grass, the gentle hum of the meadow, the distant trickle of water, blended into a quiet rhythm that invited rest. Loran stepped forward slowly, letting each footfall follow the lantern path. With each step, the meadow's glow seemed to stretch farther, forming gentle ribbons of light that whispered of quiet wonders ahead. The journey continued, deeper into the serene heart of Whisperwood, carrying the promise of soft dreams and gentle discoveries yet to come. The lantern path led Loran from the soft glow of the meadow toward a gentle rise where a brook trickled quietly through the forest. Its water was clear, smooth, and soothing, reflecting the pearl lantern's warm light in tiny dancing sparks. The gentle murmur of the stream blended with the faint rustle of leaves, forming a quiet melody that filled the air. Loran stepped carefully onto smooth stones that lined the brook, moving slowly so each footfall became part of the forest's rhythm. The water rippled softly with every step, carrying reflections of silver-tipped leaves and tiny glowing motes drifting above. It was a place made for quiet reflection, where thoughts could soften and the mind could rest. Above him, branches swayed lightly in the breeze, brushing together in gentle arcs that sounded like distant chimes. Each movement added to the calming symphony of the forest, a lullaby of soft sounds that invited relaxation. Loran paused and dipped his fingers into the cool water. The brook's touch was gentle, as if it remembered the hands of travelers long ago who had walked this path with care. Tiny flowers grew along the brook's edge, opening slowly, as if sensing the lantern's approach. Their petals glimmered faintly in blues and silvers, shimmering softly before closing again. Loran smiled quietly, feeling a deep calm settle over him, like the forest itself had wrapped him in a soft blanket. The lantern path curved along the brook, guiding him past smooth stones and moss-covered banks. The gentle glow of the lantern stretched ahead, forming soft ribbons of light that wove between trees and flowers. The air was cool, carrying the faint scent of night flowers and damp earth, soothing each breath he took. As he walked, the brook's hum seemed to echo softly, reminding him of the steady pulse of the forest, the slow rhythm of night. Every sound, the water, the leaves, the distant shimmer of tiny lights blended together, inviting rest and gentle wonder. Loran continued forward along the lantern path, deeper into Whisperwood. The brook followed him in quiet song, a soft companion for the journey. Each step brought him further into calm. Each breath carried him toward gentle dreams, and the forest seemed to sigh with him, keeping time with the slow, soothing rhythm of the night. The lantern path led Loran from the soft glow of the meadow toward a gentle rise where a brook trickled quietly through the forest. Its water was clear, smooth, and soothing, reflecting the pearl lantern's warm light in tiny dancing sparks. The gentle murmur of the stream blended with the faint rustle of leaves, forming a quiet melody that filled the air. Loran stepped carefully onto smooth stones that lined the brook, moving slowly so each footfall became part of the forest's rhythm. The water rippled softly with every step, carrying reflections of silver-tipped leaves and tiny, glowing motes drifting above. It was a place made for quiet reflection, where thoughts could soften and the mind could rest. Above him, branches swayed lightly in the breeze, rushing together in gentle arcs that sounded like distant chimes. Each movement added to the calming symphony of the forest, a lullaby of soft sounds that invited relaxation. Loran paused and dipped his fingers into the cool water. The brook's touch was gentle, as if it remembered the hands of travelers long ago who had walked this path with care. Tiny flowers grew along the brook's edge, opening slowly as if sensing the lantern's approach. Their petals glimmered faintly in blues and silvers, shimmering softly before closing again. Loran smiled quietly, feeling a deep calm settle over him, like the forest itself had wrapped him in a soft blanket. The lantern path curved along the brook, guiding him past smooth stones and moss-covered banks. The gentle glow of the lantern stretched ahead, forming soft ribbons of light that wove between trees and flowers. The air was cool, carrying the faint scent of night flowers and damp earth, soothing each breath he took. As he walked, the brook's hum seemed to echo softly, reminding him of the steady pulse of the forest, the slow rhythm of night. Every sound, the water, the leaves, the distant shimmer of tiny lights, blended together, inviting rest and gentle wonder. Loran continued forward along the lantern path, deeper into Whisperwood. The brook followed him in quiet song, a soft companion for the journey. Each step brought him further into calm. Each breath carried him toward gentle dreams, and the forest seemed to sigh with him, keeping time with the slow, soothing rhythm of the night. The lantern path wound onward from the grove of silver lanterns, leading Loran into a quiet hollow. The trees here grew taller and closer, their silver-tipped leaves forming a delicate roof above. Soft shadows mingled with the warm glow of his lantern, creating a gentle, peaceful cocoon around him. A faint breeze stirred through the hollow, carrying whispers too soft to understand but soothing nonetheless. The air smelled of damp earth and faintly of night flowers, each breath calming, slowing thoughts and inviting gentle stillness. The path was soft beneath his feet, moss covering roots and stones, making every step quiet, measured, and calm. Tiny motes of light hovered above the ground, drifting slowly in lazy arcs, as if floating without purpose, but full of gentle wonder. As Loran moved deeper, the hollow seemed to respond to his presence. Leaves brushed softly, branches shifted with faint chimes, and distant ripples of water whispered a quiet melody. The forest's subtle sounds blended with the warm glow of his lantern, creating a lullaby for the senses. Ahead he noticed a small, shallow pool nestled among the trees. Its surface reflected the lantern light and the faint glow of floating motes, shimmering like liquid stars. Loran knelt and let his hand skim the water. The cool surface felt soft, calming, and alive with quiet energy. It was as if the hollow itself were breathing with him, sharing the calm of its hidden heart. Tiny flowers bloomed along the pool's edge, petals unfolding slowly, glowing faintly before closing again. Each shimmer, each soft sound, carried the hush of the forest deeper into him. Loren smiled quietly, feeling the warmth of the lantern, the coolness of the pool, and the gentle rhythm of the hollow surrounding him. The lantern path continued past the pool, winding gently into deeper shadows and soft pools of light. Every step forward brought a slow, soothing rhythm, a quietening of thought, and a sense that the forest walked beside him. With each step, the hollow's echoes followed, soft and gentle, wrapping him in calm. Loren moved forward slowly, letting the lantern path guide him through the quiet magic of Whisperwood, deeper into dreams yet to unfold, where every shadow, every shimmer, and every whisper invited gentle rest. Cool moonlight filtered through the silver-tipped trees, scattering across the soft moss like delicate sparks. Tiny motes of light drifted lazily above the glade, floating like stars that had gently fallen from the night sky. Loren moved quietly, his lantern casting warm threads of glow across the ground, guiding him forward without hurry. The air smelled faintly of night flowers and damp earth, calming every slow, deliberate breath. Leaves brushed softly together, creating gentle chimes that blended with the distant, quiet ripple of water. Every sound was subtle and soothing, like the forest itself was humming a lullaby. At the center of the glade, a cluster of silver-tipped trees formed a natural circle. Their trunks glowed faintly, lined with veins of soft, silvery light. Loren stepped slowly into the circle, noticing tiny flowers along the edges of the path. Each bloom opened gradually as he passed, glowing faintly in blues and silvers before closing again. A gentle breeze stirred through the glade, carrying whispers too soft to understand. Loren paused and took a deep, slow breath, letting the calm flow through him. The forest seemed to respond, brushing the edges of his thoughts with ease, filling him with quiet warmth. Farther along the glade, the path curved toward a small rise where shadows pooled and mingled with faint glimmers of light. Loren moved onward, each step deliberate and measured. The soft shimmer of motes danced above the moss, inviting him forward into gentle wonder. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the faint hum of water, the delicate flicker of lights blended together, creating a rhythm that slowed his thoughts and eased his mind. The glade felt timeless, a quiet sanctuary of soft magic guiding him further into Whisperwood. With each step, Loren felt the calm deepen, the forest wrapping around him like a soft blanket. The journey continued, carrying him toward quiet discoveries and gentle dreams yet to unfold. Step by slow, peaceful step, a gentle mist rolled through the meadow, softening the silver-tipped grass and making the world seem almost suspended in quiet light. Loren stepped carefully, feeling each blade bend beneath his feet as the lantern's warm glow stretched across the dew-kissed ground. The air smelled faintly of fresh rain and night flowers, calming every breath and slowing thought. Above him, tiny motes of light drifted slowly, like suspended droplets of moonlight. They shimmered softly, hovering near the tops of the grass and bending gently toward the lantern in his hand, guiding him forward without hurry. The meadow felt alive with calm, each movement deliberate and gentle, as if the world itself was breathing slowly alongside him. A small brook curved through the meadow, its water catching the light in tiny ripples that danced like sparks. Lauren knelt to touch the cool surface, letting the water ripple over his fingers. The gentle murmur of the brook blended with the soft rustle of grass and distant chimes from the forest edge, creating a melody of quiet that eased his mind. Clusters of flowers glimmered faintly along the path, petals opening and closing slowly in time with the lantern's warm glow. Each bloom seemed to respond to his presence, releasing calm in waves that rippled across the meadow. Lauren smiled, breathing slowly, feeling the soft rhythm of the night settle into him. The path curved toward a slight rise at the far edge of the meadow, where shadows pooled in gentle folds beneath silver-tipped trees. The soft glow of lantern light stretched ahead, forming warm ribbons that guided him onward. Tiny lights floated lazily along the edges of the path, beckoning him forward with quiet curiosity. Every step carried Lauren deeper into the gentle heart of Whisperwood. The meadow's hum, the shimmer of motes, the cool brush of mist, and the soft scent of flowers blended together, slowing thoughts, calming the spirit, and inviting sleep. He moved forward with steady, deliberate steps, ready to follow the lantern path toward the next quiet wonder. A faint silver glow appeared between two ancient trees, forming an archway that seemed to hum softly in the night. Lauren approached, feeling a gentle pull, as if the forest itself was inviting him through. The air was cool and sweet, carrying the faint scent of night flowers and soft earth, slowing every breath and easing each thought. Tiny motes of light hovered around the archway, drifting in slow, lazy arcs. They shimmered faintly, moving as though alive, guiding him forward. Lauren stepped carefully beneath the arch, feeling a quiet warmth in the soft glow that brushed against his face and hands. Beyond the archway, the forest opened into a small courtyard. Moonlight spilled across moss-covered stones, creating pools of soft silver. The trees surrounding the courtyard leaned slightly inward, their silver-tipped leaves brushing together with a quiet chime, adding a soft, musical rhythm to the night. A gentle breeze passed, carrying whispers too faint for words. Lauren paused and breathed deeply, letting the calm of the courtyard settle over him. Each sound, the rustle of leaves, the soft hum of motes, the distant trickle of water blended into a quiet melody, slowing his thoughts and inviting rest. Clusters of tiny flowers grew along the edges of the courtyard, petals glowing faintly in blues and silvers. They opened gradually as he passed, leaving a soft trail of shimmer behind him. The forest seemed to guide his steps, encouraging him onward with patience and quiet care. Lauren's lantern pulsed warmly in his hand, stretching threads of light along the path ahead. Shadows pooled softly beneath the trees, mingling with faint glimmers of motes, floating lazily through the air. Every movement, every sound, every shimmer of light seemed to invite him into calm wonder. He stepped forward, leaving the archway behind, carrying the soft glow with him. The lantern path continued onward, winding deeper into Whisperwood, where quiet discoveries, gentle dreams, and the soothing rhythm of the forest awaited each slow, deliberate step. A soft mist curled between the trunks of tall, silver-tipped trees, casting delicate shadows across the mossy ground. Lauren moved slowly, feeling the cool hush of the forest wrap around him. The lantern in his hand stretched warm light along the path, mingling with the faint shimmer of tiny floating motes. The air was fragrant with night flowers, carrying a gentle sweetness that eased each breath. Leaves brushed softly together in the stillness, creating a delicate chime that blended with distant echoes of flowing water. Every sound seemed slowed, deliberate, soothing, like a lullaby woven into the night. Ahead, the lantern path curved around a gentle rise. The silver shadows of the trees stretched across the ground, forming patterns that shifted with each step. Loran paused for a moment, feeling the calm settle deep within him. Tiny flowers glimmered faintly along the edges of the path, petals opening slowly before closing again, leaving trails of soft light in their wake. A faint breeze stirred the leaves above, carrying whispers too soft to understand. Loran tilted his head and listened, letting the rhythm of the forest fill him. The lantern path seemed to pulse gently beneath his feet, guiding him onward, deeper into the heart of Whisperwood. The forest felt alive, but in a gentle, deliberate way. Each step, each shimmer of light, each soft chime of leaves contributed to a quiet harmony that wrapped around him. The mist swirled softly with the rhythm of his movement, brushing his shoulders and cooling his skin. As he continued along the path, Loran noticed clusters of motes floating between the trees, drifting lazily in arcs, forming patterns that seemed almost like stars in the night. They bent slightly toward the lantern, welcoming him forward without urgency. Step by slow, deliberate step, he moved deeper into the forest of silver shadows. The hush of the trees, the soft shimmer of light, and the gentle rhythm of the path wrapped around him, inviting calm, slowing his thoughts, and guiding him toward quiet wonders yet unseen, where dreams could gently unfold. A soft silver glow filtered through the high canopy of Whisperwood, casting gentle patterns across the mossy ground. Loran breathed slowly, feeling the hush of the night settle around him. His lantern stretched warm threads of light along the path, weaving with the faint shimmer of motes that drifted lazily between the leaves. The air carried a faint scent of dew and night flowers, calming each breath, easing each step. Tiny motes floated above the forest floor like suspended starlight, drifting in slow arcs, guiding him forward with quiet patience. The forest seemed aware of him, moving softly in rhythm with his footsteps. Ahead, a shallow stream wound through the forest, water glimmering in the lantern light. Each ripple mirrored the tiny motes above, sending soft patterns across the moss and stones. Loran knelt, letting his hand skim the cool surface. The gentle touch of the water echoed the calm pulse of the forest, slowing his thoughts and inviting quiet wonder. Clusters of tiny flowers lined the banks, petals opening slowly, glowing faintly in silvery blues. They closed gently as he passed, leaving a trail of soft light. Leaves brushed against each other in soft chimes, blending with the whisper of the stream into a lullaby that wrapped around him. The path curved beneath the glowing canopy, guiding Loran deeper into the heart of Whisperwood. Every shimmer, every soft sound, every gentle movement seemed to urge him onward, not in haste but in deliberate, peaceful rhythm. Step by step, the forest welcomed him further, carrying him through a serene world of quiet magic, soft light, and gentle wonder. The journey moved forward, deeper into calm, toward quiet discoveries and gentle dreams yet to unfold. Twilight soft the edges of the forest, turning silver leaves into gentle shadows that danced across the mossy floor. Loran walked slowly, feeling the hush of the evening settle around him. The lantern in his hand glowed warmly, stretching soft threads of light along the path ahead, mingling with tiny floating motes that drifted lazily in the cool air. The forest seemed quieter here, more introspective. Leaves brushed softly, sending delicate chimes into the night. The faint scent of night flowers mingled with the damp earth, calming each breath and easing every thought. The forest felt alive but gentle, guiding him onward without urgency. A small stream curved through the grove, its water catching moonlight and lantern glow in soft, sparkling patterns. Loran knelt to touch it, feeling the cool surface ripple beneath his fingers. The gentle hum of flowing water combined with the faint shimmer of motes above, weaving a slow, quiet lullaby. Clusters of glowing flowers lined the edges of the grove, petals opening and closing gradually, leaving trails of silvery light behind. Loran noticed how the shadows stretched long and slow, blending with the soft glow, creating a serene rhythm that carried through the air. The lantern path curved gently upward, guiding him toward a rise where the forest canopy opened slightly, allowing more moonlight to filter through. Loran breathed slowly, feeling the calm deepen with each step. The gentle pulse of the forest, the shimmer of motes, and the soft chimes of leaves wrapped around him like a warm, quiet blanket. Step by step, the twilight grove welcomed him deeper into Whisperwood. The forest's rhythm was slow and deliberate, carrying him toward quiet discoveries and gentle dreams. Each shimmer, each sound, each soft breeze seemed to promise that the journey was nearing a peaceful, fulfilling place. A quiet stillness settled over the forest, as if Whisperwood itself were holding its breath. Loran stepped into a clearing where the silver-tipped trees formed a soft, protective ring around him. Moonlight spilled across the mossy ground in gentle pools, blending with the warm glow of his lantern. The air was cool and fragrant, carrying faint hints of dew and night flowers. Every breath he took seemed to slow time, inviting calm. Tiny motes of light drifted lazily across the clearing, their shimmer reflecting in the soft silver leaves and in the calm surface of a nearby stream. The forest was alive, yet it moved with quiet deliberation. Leaves brushed gently against each other, creating delicate chimes that blended with the soft hum of water. Loran paused and let his fingers trail along a mossy stone, feeling the slow pulse of the world beneath his touch. Clusters of glowing flowers grew along the edges of the clearing, their petals opening and closing like gentle breaths. Each shimmer of light seemed to invite reflection, a moment to rest, a moment to simply exist in the calm. Loran felt the rhythm of the forest settle within him, wrapping around his thoughts and slowing them to a gentle pace. The lantern path curved softly along the far edge of the clearing, leading upward toward a gentle rise where the shadows pooled in quiet folds. Loran continued slowly, each step deliberate, feeling the forest's calm pulse echo with his own heartbeat. With every step, the clearing faded behind him, leaving only faint trails of silver light and the soft hum of the forest. He moved deeper into Whisperwood, each shimmer, each soft sound, each gentle motion carrying him closer to the peaceful culmination of the journey. Soft silver light filtered through the trees, bathing the forest floor in a gentle glow. Loran climbed a slight rise, each step slow and deliberate, feeling the forest's hush deepen around him. The lantern in his hand stretched warm light along the mossy path, mingling with the faint shimmer of floating motes above. The air was cool and fragrant, carrying whispers of night flowers and damp earth. Every breath slowed his thoughts, inviting calm and ease. Tiny motes drifted lazily, weaving through branches and dancing above the ground, guiding him with quiet patience. At the top of the rise, the forest opened slightly, revealing a small glade bathed in moonlight. Soft shadows pooled among silver-tipped trees, and the gentle hum of the forest blended with the distant trickle of water. Loran paused, letting the quiet settle over him, wrapping him in a soothing embrace. Clusters of flowers lined the edges of the glade, petals glowing faintly in soft blues and silvers. Each bloom opened slowly as he approached, releasing trails of shimmer that lingered in the air before fading. The forest seemed to breathe with him, moving with deliberate gentleness, offering calm and reflection. The lantern path curved gently across the rise, inviting him forward. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the faint chime of distant water, the soft flicker of motes, formed a slow, harmonious rhythm. Loran stepped carefully, letting the quiet rhythm of the forest guide each movement. With each step, the moonlit rise felt more like a sanctuary, a place where the journey's end was near, yet the calm lingered, unhurried. The forest seemed to promise rest, gentle dreams, and the peaceful unfolding of everything yet unseen. Soft moonlight spilled across a quiet glade, illuminating silver-tipped trees and the gentle shimmer of motes drifting through the air. Loran stepped into the open space, feeling the forest's calm embrace wrap around him like a soft blanket. Every breath carried the faint scent of dew and night flowers, easing thoughts and slowing the rhythm of his heart. The glade seemed alive with gentle motion. Leaves brushed softly together, sending delicate chimes into the night. A small stream curved through the clearing, its water rippling in slow, shimmering patterns that reflected the lantern light in soft, fleeting sparkles. Clusters of glowing flowers lined the edges of the glade, their petals opening gradually and closing just as slowly, leaving trails of silvery light in the quiet air. Loran knelt for a moment, letting his hand hover above the soft moss, feeling the subtle pulse of the forest beneath him. The lantern path curved gently through the glade, leading toward a distant rise where shadows pooled in soft folds. Loran followed slowly, each step deliberate, letting the forest guide him. The motes floated alongside, drifting lazily, their glow reflecting the calm rhythm of the night. Every sound, the rustle of leaves, the faint hum of water, the gentle flicker of light blended into a lullaby, carrying him forward with ease. The forest's hush seemed to whisper promises of rest, gentle dreams, and the comforting end of a long, peaceful journey. Step by step, Loran moved deeper into the heart of Whisperwood, guided by light, shadow, and quiet wonder. The journey was nearing its gentle close, but every shimmer and every sound reminded him that the forest's calm would linger, welcoming him into complete stillness. The path finally opened into a quiet, radiant glade at the very heart of Whisperwood. Silver-tipped trees arched overhead, their leaves shimmering softly in the moonlight. Loran stepped forward slowly, feeling a profound calm settle over him, as if the forest itself had been waiting to welcome him home. The air was cool and fragrant with night flowers, carrying a gentle hush that seemed to slow every thought. Tiny motes floated around him, drifting lazily, their soft glow reflecting in the gentle ripples of a small, clear stream that curved through the glade. The lantern in his hand pulsed softly, echoing the serene rhythm of the forest. Clusters of glowing flowers opened their petals gradually, bathing the glade in faint silvers and blues. Each shimmer seemed to promise rest. Each gentle chime of leaves whispered ease, carrying away the last of Lauren's weariness. He paused, letting the calm of the heart of Whisperwood fill him completely, letting every worry fade like mist in the morning sun. The forest was alive but still, each element in perfect harmony, the flowing water, the drifting motes, the soft rustle of leaves, the quiet bloom of flowers. Lauren breathed deeply, letting the tranquility seep into every part of him. Here time seemed to stretch and slow, the world reduced to soft light, gentle motion, and a serene rhythm. He knelt beside the stream, watching the reflections of motes dance across the water. The glow of the lantern blended with the moonlight, forming ribbons of silver that lingered in the air. Every shimmer, every sound, every soft motion carried the forest's final blessing: peace, rest, and gentle dreams. Lauren rose slowly, feeling complete calm and quiet joy. The lantern path had led him here, through whispering groves, glowing meadows, and gentle streams to the very heart of Whisperwood. He smiled softly, knowing he was exactly where he belonged. And as the moonlight bathed the glade, Lauren let the stillness wrap around him like a soft blanket, sinking into rest, letting the forest cradle him, and finally drifting into a world of calm, endless dreams. And now, as our stories drift to their quiet ending, let your mind settle like the softest fog over a peaceful landscape. There is no hurry, no rush to understand, no need to carry anything beyond this moment. Each word, each thought, each gentle echo of a tale you followed here is now free to rest. Just as you are invited to rest, let your body sink slowly, comfortably, letting gravity hold you, letting the world around you soften, as if every sound, every movement, every flicker of light has paused. Breathe slowly. Feel the rise and fall of your chest. Feel the subtle rhythm of life flowing through you, like a quiet river moving beneath a calm night sky. The day, with all its colors, its noise, its thoughts, begins to soften, folding gently into the quiet corners of memory. The lights dim, not just around you, but within you, as if the world itself is sighing in harmony with your body, inviting you to relax, to let go, to float deeper into stillness. Every story we've shared tonight is a small spark now, gently, dimming, but the warmth it leaves behind remains, lingering softly, like the last glow of twilight after the sun has set. It is enough to remember that even in silence there is comfort. Even in darkness there is calm. Let your thoughts drift like clouds across a moonlit sky, slow and easy, carrying nothing heavier than the soft glow of imagination. There is nothing to fix. There is nothing to chase. Here, in this quiet, you are safe. You are held. You are at peace. Listen to the gentle rhythm of your breath. Feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into rest, sinking with every exhale, settling more with every pause. Let your mind wander if it wishes, but do not follow it too far. Let it meander like a slow, winding river, finding its own gentle path. Every sigh, every blink, every tiny movement is a note in the quiet symphony of sleep. And you are now part of that song, moving closer, drifting further, ever deeper with each passing second. The stories we told are now whispers, fading softly into the background. Yet their echoes are not lost, they linger in the calm, in the soft shadows of your mind, in the spaces between thoughts, reminding you that rest is not empty. Rest is full of gentle magic, quiet wonder, and the tender promise of morning yet to come. Let yourself float in that space. Let your mind, your body, your soul feel weightless, like a leaf drifting slowly across a still pond. So close your eyes, if they haven't already, and let the world around you soften even more. Let the last traces of worry dissolve like mist in the first light of dawn. Tonight there is only the quiet, the slow pulse of life, and the tender weight of sleep pulling you ever deeper. And as you drift, know this: you are enough, just as you are. Good night.